Hello, and today we're doing an FPL preview for game week 28. That's right, it's a single game week for once. It's a general normal game week, and basically I've had a busy week. It's as simple as that. So I've not had time to do my FPL review. So what we will do right now is, as part of this FPL preview for game week 28, we'll look back on game week 27 just very quickly to sum up basically how it went. And how did it go? Well, it was a nightmare. It was a genuine nightmare. 52 points is how many we scored. Absolutely terrible game week 27. The highlight of the week was absolute FPL legend Aaron Cresswell. 12 points. You love to see it. But Ruben Diaz let me down big time as captain. Martinez, that transfer in for Sanchez worked a treat. 7-pointer. You love to see it. Fernandez, he went out on my team and he did unfortunately outscore Son, his replacement. It was logical that I brought him out because he was frustrating me. He had a terrible record against the Big Six and it was Man City. So, yeah, he goes and scores a jammy penalty and Son at least returns with his assist, but he goes and outscores Son. Very, very annoying. Lingard did absolute bits as my transfer in. That was lovely to replace the injured Barnes. Lingard goes and gets a goal against the likes of Leeds United, which was always going to be a good game. Leeds are a bit leaky in that respect. But yeah, then the front three, they all blanked. Classic. Gundogan, absolute legend. Lovely 10-pointer. Salah, sloppy. And dropped massively in rank by about 158k, all the way down to an overall rank of 450,301, which is not what we like to see. At the start of the season, we were on 600k, and that was our rank. That was our target for the season, and we have been very, very good. We've gone up to 200k, 186k at one point in the season, and now we're back down to the desperate 450k. But it's still, it's still above what we aimed for at the start of the season. It's still not bad, but this season is just so hard. And we got to find some better points soon. Got to be positive. It wasn't a good week. The average was 60. I got 52. And it was a -8, which really did hurt my game week score. So Martinez, absolute legend, 7-pointer. It's what he does. That's why he came in for my team. Cresswell, love it. Absolutely love it. Assist, clean sheet. Thank you very much. 3 bonus points. Captain Ruben Diaz. Well, I'm not captaining a defender again, unless it's Cresswell, but I probably won't do it because it's too risky. I went risky. I didn't want to follow the crowd, and look what happened. The 1 week that Man City decide to not be a great defence, they don't, concede. They concede in both games, and they lose to Man United, which was a shock, and then, of course, concede 2 to Southampton. So, yeah, absolute nightmare, really. But 4 points as captain. We won't talk about that one. Then Stones, 1-pointer. Again, not ideal. We knew he'd be rotated out for one of those games. It was unfortunate that he couldn't get a clean sheet in the other one against Man United. But, he did get rested in that Southampton game. So hopefully he starts in his match with Fulham. Salah, 2 points. Talking of Fulham, absolutely horrendous error. I mean, what is he doing? Just clear your lines, mate. Clear your lines. But no, Liverpool concede through a goal from Lamina, and Salah looks just a passenger in that game. Rafinha, 2-pointer. Again, not ideal. He had an overhead kick. Very spectacular effort. And Leeds, they just have chances. But it wasn't Leeds' night. 10 from Gundogan. You love to see it. Really, really good against Southampton. Shame he didn't do it against United, but we'll take that. It was my vice-captain, of course. And if I'd have captained Gundogan like I planned to, then we would have got a lot better. But 5 from Lingard, 5 from Son for the assist in that game against Palace. Disappointing in a game that's 4 goals. You expect to see some more for Son. But, I'm going to be patient. He's a player I brought in for game week 29, and he is quality. And then the front 2, very much, as I said, really blanking on all cylinders. 2 points from Vardy, 2 from Bamford. Just not good. Not good at all. Vardy, even in the good fixtures, is really struggling. But we will see what happens. He faces Sheffield United this week. Come on. He loves a goal against the Blades, the Sheffield Wednesday fan. And Bamford, well, it's Patrick Bamford. You just can't understate it. Now, Mendy got 6 points on the bench, which is lovely to see, because if need be, with an injury, with a COVID situation, he can come in. But Martinez outscored him anyway. Calvert-Lewin 2-pointer. He's just gone missing recently, but he's got Burnley next, so keep the faith. Dallas, well, I correctly benched him this week, 1-pointer. Then Dyer, 0-pointer. So let's talk about game week number 28. It's a new game week. We've got to keep positive vibes, people. We've got to get this game week and take it by the scruff of the neck. Get some big, big points for this game week. And of course, just one game week away from that blank game week with just 4 matches to be played. So very, very interesting stuff there. So let's talk about first those transfers that I made. So it was Lingard in for Barnes, great one. Martinez in for Sanchez, great one. Son in for Fernandes, not ideal, but I was thinking of game week 29, allow it. Right, now let's move on to game week 28. What transfers have we made? I'm getting straight into the meaty part of the video. Target is in for my team. He has to play because he's playing in a leaky Newcastle team, don't often score, and Villa are amazing. So I thought, why not double up on their defence? And I've got rid of course, the defender, Eric Dyer. And Dyer, he's technically a Game Week 29 player, but it makes no point of keeping him because he's suddenly now not in that Spurs team. He's lost his place. And target is quality. So, he comes in. And then the second transfer we've done, Salah is out. I've had enough of you, Mo. All right, whatever you could say, whatever you've done in the Champions League against RB Leipzig, you know, the fact of the matter is Liverpool are not good enough right now. And do they have a game in 29? No sirree. So, Salah is gone and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is in. What a great differential. He is a lovely player for these London derbies, North London derby, and he faces West Ham in game week 29, which is quite a nice fixture for a player of Aubameyang's quality. So I think there's some pretty juicy transfers. So it's a -4 this week. I didn't want to do a massive hit this time, but we had to make a few changes to get some game week 29 players in. Aubameyang and Target are those two. So let's talk about my selection, this team, this game week. In goal, we've got Emi Martinez, cracking player. Places Newcastle, come on, that's a great game for a clean sheet. And after what he did against Wolves last week, you could imagine it comes again. He's been an amazing player for me in the 1 week I've had him, but just generally for a lot of FPL managers that have owned him, he's been an absolute joy. Just so consistent, and Newcastle, they are leaky, but also they are so low on confidence going forward. So this is perfect for Emi Martinez to get those save points once again. And I've gone bold. I've gone with the double up of Villa and the double up of Man City. So talking about the double up of Man City, we first of all have Ruben Diaz. I mean, he's just a cracking player. It's as simple as that. He is a player that does often play, and when he doesn't, then, you know, fair enough, he might be rotated out. But when he does, you know he's going to score, and he's very, very good at that. So I'm absolutely loving that at the minute. Ruben Diaz, he did let me down in captaincy, but we'll forgive him because that whole Man City defence had a nightmare. Just because they struggled in that double game week doesn't mean they're not defensively very solid. They are. And that is still a lot of confidence in that back line. But Ruben Diaz facing a Fulham team that, yeah, they've put up a fight recently, but it's still Man City. You'd fancy a clean sheet, but who knows? Then we have Matt Target facing Newcastle. And he's a very good player. One of the players to watch this week. Assist potential is very, very high. And, of course, he got an assist in the reverse fixture. So, yeah, I really like the look of Matt Target. I think he's a great attacking fullback. Then John Stones also has Fulham away. These are some very, very nice fixtures for our defence here. The interesting conundrum is Aaron Cresswell, of course. But John Stones, he's starting to get rotated out a little bit. That is a risk, but it's worth the risk because most of the time if he does play, you know he's going to get points. And he's just like Ruben Diaz, got that aerial threat. And you could say, oh yeah, you should get in one of the Man City defenders out. Maybe fair enough, but it's coming up to the Game Week 29 fixture. If we can do that next week, then maybe that's what we'll do. But the point is, right now, with the game against Fulham, double up Man City defence could be the way to go. And John Stones is still a very good FPL asset, and I will always remember the heroics of that game against Crystal Palace in game week 19. What a legend that was. It was just absolutely brilliant. He just did the bits, and then he of course did it again against Aston Villa with the clean sheet. So yeah, Fulham is not going to be easy. Of course, they put up a fight, but it's still one of the best fixtures you can aim for. Right, now we've got Aaron Cresswell. Now it's a tough one. Do we play him this week? Because he gets points every week. He's a points machine, but he's facing Man United. It's not an easy fixture. Man United have been a bit inconsistent, and Martial has been awful, in my opinion. So they haven't got much forward attacking, which could give West Ham a chance of a clean sheet. But I don't know. They've still got Bruno Fernandes, who of course is not in my team. I had to say goodbye to him last week, and we didn't opt to get him back in. Shall I tell you why? Knee jerk. That would be knee jerk. And what's the point of swipping backs? Going constantly back. It's nice to be a bit differential, and he doesn't play in 29, whereas Aubameyang, he does. So, Cresswell, let's hope for some clean sheets there, but I don't know whether we bench him or not. That's going to have to be a last-minute decision. Right now, though, the captaincy is on İlkay Gundogan. The reason for that, it's Gundogan. He's quality, he's not getting rotated much at all, and he's ultimately facing a very good team for FPL terms in Fulham. So yeah, it's just got to be Gundogan, the man to be. Then Son, got North London derby, tasty stuff. He scored a worldie in this reverse fixture, and Son still just ticks along with the points. It's not spectacular that he did against Palace, but it's enough, and I'll take it. So hopefully he does some big things here on the break at the Emirates. We've then got Rafinha. Now, I don't know about Rafinha. Should we play Bamford over Rafinha or play Dallas? I don't know. I feel like Chelsea defensively are very, very solid. I could play Mendy this week, but I just think Martinez against Newcastle. And I have got 3 Leeds players. So if I played Mendy, then I'd basically be saying my Leeds players won't get points. And I think we've got to play one of our Leeds 3. And Rafinha is probably the most attacking and also the most product. With Bamford, yeah, he has loads of chances, but he wastes lots of chances as well. So I just feel like Rafinha could be a decent shout this week. Despite the tough fixture, this season has shown go with form over fixtures. And Rafinha has been in pretty consistent form. Leeds, the last few games, all right, they've trailed off a little bit. But, he still does put performances in. And even in that Wolves game, when they lost 1-0, he still looked amazing. And hence why he got those bonus points. So I think Rafinha is quality. And I think we should watch out for him. Then vice-captain, I've got Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Now, you might say, vice-captain, Aubameyang. And the reason is, it's Aubameyang. He's a very good player. He can score a very good amount of goals on his day. And if Gundogan does get rotated out, I think Aubameyang's pretty reliable. Maybe I could be coming to regret those words. And we shall see that in the Game Week 28 review that I do later on this week. But the point is, we're going for it. And we're going to vice-captain the man that, of course, loves a London derby against Spurs, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Do I think he scores? Well, Spurs defensively aren't perfect. We saw that against Palace, and Aubameyang is a decent player, so I think there's a chance of points there. Then front 2, we've got Jamie Vardy and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Both very good fixtures. Vardy, mate, your time is up. Let's be honest, your time is pretty much up. And there'll be a certain player that might come in for him in Game Week 29 because of fixtures. But right now, I'll keep him because Sheffield United are the worst defence in the league, confirmed. And Vardy, if he's going to have any game to give him the confidence back, it's going to be this one. But let's hope he can leave my team on a high, get me some points, but then we'll be going. Now, I thought about the captaincy for Vardy. I just don't have the confidence to do it, though, because without Barnes, without Maddison, do I really want to bank on him getting loads of points in that game? No. I'd rather go with someone safe and reliable with captaincy like Gundogan. Then we've got Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Places Burnley. He loves to score against Burnley. Of course, his goal against Burnley last season was the first under the Ancelotti era. But yeah, Calvert-Lewin has been pretty off form, it's got to be said. And he doesn't play in 29. So he's been on the chopping block. He's been one I've thought about getting out. But You've got to be patient in FPL sometimes, and this Burnley fixture looks like a decent opportunity for him to get back to scoring ways. And I think Burnley, yeah, they're defensively quite resolute. You could say that the same with Fulham, really, but ultimately they're still one of the best defences to target. So Calvert-Lewin, come on, son, I believe in you. Then the bench is Mendy, first sub. First goalkeeper, I should say. First sub right now is Patrick Bamford. He's got a tough game against Chelsea. He did score in the reverse fixture, but I just don't like the look at Leeds, and maybe I'd back Rafinha over Bamford right now. Second sub is going to be Dallas. I think it's probably fairly, good decision. Leeds will struggle in that game. They may be at home, but Chelsea are the better team, and I think they'll struggle for possession, and Dallas will not get much of the ball in the middle of the park like he likes to, and therefore won't be able to get those creative points. And Lingard is third on our bench for reasons out of our control. He's playing his lone team, which is absolutely fine. He comes back in for 29. He's in absolutely piercing form, so that was a good transfer in. But that is our team. Now, the only last-minute decisions are for Cresswell, Bamford, Dallas, and Rafinha. About which two of those, I should say, plays in this team. Obviously, we're going to play Aubameyang. Obviously, we're going to play Target. But do we play Bamford? I'm going to go for 3 forwards. And the reason for that is that you've got to back the attacker most weeks. You've got to back the attacker. Bamford has a home game. Though it's tough, this season has shown that we go with form over fixtures. Across the season, Bamford's been pretty good this season. So I think I might regret benching him. So I think we're going to go for a Bamford goal. And I think that if you've seen his pattern recently, he's had like 2 or 1 games in between and then got a return. So 2 blanks against the last 2, then a goal, 2 blanks, a goal, blank, goal, and then a few blanks and then a goal, blank, goal, blank, goal. So he's pretty like that basically. So I think Bamford will get a return, hence why we're playing him. But who do we play him for? Do we play him for maybe Vardy or DCL, but most likely one of Rafinha or Cresswell? It's tough. It is tough. But we're going to sway towards benching Cresswell. I know I hate to do it because Cresswell is a legend in this team, but he does struggle for points. And, he doesn't struggle for points, but it's Man United. Chances are he won't get a clean sheet. So that's our team locked in for game week 28. We've got Martinez, Diaz, Target, Stones, Gundogan captain, Son, Rafinha, Aubameyang vice captain, Bamford, Vardy, Calvert-Lewin. I know what I said about Chelsea's defence is very good, but you just got to go big, go home. Play the 3-4-3. That's one of the best formations along with 3-5-2. Go all out with those forwards. Bamford, Vardy, Calvert-Lewin. It didn't work last week, and obviously we played just Vardy and DC and Bamford, but I think all 3 can score this week. Come on. Got to have optimism. And that is our team finished. So if you have enjoyed this FPL preview and review for last week, make sure you smash a like on it. Think, it's going to be a tough one this week with captaincy because there's no one standout player really for the captaincy. So put down in the comment section below who you're going to be captaining this game week. The deadline, of course, 6:30. So it would have been finished by now when you're watching this. But yeah, do smash a like on it. Comment down below your thoughts on this game week 28. Come on, we need the green arrow. It's as simple as that. We're on 1,685 points. We've seen so many red arrows recently for our mini league. Let's try and climb up there before this blank game week that we're all dreading. So thanks for watching. Bye-bye.